Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter number 1, the Indian Constitution, from your civics book. So, the introduction part says a society is like a football match. Laws are required to govern the society. How is it applicable? We will study in the next slide. And what do you mean by constitution? A written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. Now, what type of rules? That also you'll come to know shortly. So, what are we going to study in this chapter? First of all, this is just a overview of the chapter I'm giving you. So, what are we going to study in this chapter? We'll be studying about the need of a constitution, the Indian Constitution, the key features in that: federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights, and secularism. Okay, so all these things will be covering the chapter, but for today's topic only, we will be only covering the first topic, that is the need of a constitution. Means, why does a country need a constitution? What purposes does it serve? So just now I have told you that a society is like a football game. So you know that when you play any game, I'm just taking the example of a football game. So when you play any game, you have to follow certain rules, right? But what will happen if you will not follow any rule, if the game will not follow any rule, or if the game do not have any rules? What will happen then? There will be chaos, there will be mess, there will be fights, there will be quarrels. So like this, same way, there has to be some set of rules which should govern any society or any game which we are playing. Okay, so it is very important to have rules. It is very important to be in discipline everywhere. So same way, the society in which we are living in, we have to follow certain rules while living in the society. We cannot fight with anyone like this only without any reason, illogically. So same way as this football game has to be played with certain set of rules, same way our society has to be functioned with certain set of rules which one has to follow. So that rules are written in the form of a document. Okay, so a written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. Okay, so we can say that rules are the fundamental for the game to be successful. Otherwise the game will not come to any end. The game will result into fights, into quarrels, okay, into physical hitting each other. So we will not reach to any conclusion. The game will not come to an end without the rules. So rules are very important in the game and in the society also. Okay, now why does a country need a constitution, and what is the relation between constitution and democracy? Okay, constitution means rules and democracy means people, the government by the people, for the people, and of the people. So it is not necessary that if the country has constitution it will be democratic, or if it is a democratic it should have constitution. Okay, just take the example that if I say that I'm a nice person, so will it make you nice? Just by saying it that I'm a nice person, will it make you nice? No, you have to show it through your behavior, then only you will be considered as a nice person. So same way, the country should have the constitution, and if it has to follow that rules of the constitution to make it a democratic country. So that is the relation, means the constitution, the rules of the constitution has to be followed to make it a democratic country. So the constitution serves several purposes. So we will be talking about, I have divided the content of the chapter into 5 points so that it will be easy for you to understand. So the constitution serves several purposes. Number one is it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. Okay, certain ideals means what ideas? It lays out certain thoughts, certain ideas that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. Now see, it is India is our country and we are the citizens. So we have one mental setup, we have a vision that we want, that we see our country in the next coming years as a developed country. So there is a picture in our mind that we want to see our country as like that. There should be rules, there should be greenery, there should be no traffic, no pollution. So we aspire to see our country like that. So on that basis only, on that ideals only, that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. And these certain thoughts and ideas which we aspire, they help to arrive at a common consensus. Consensus means a general idea, general agreement. Okay, so the people, they have discussion and they come to a general agreement, that is called consensus. So if we have certain ideas in our mind that we aspire to see our country like that, so that will help us to arrive at a common general agreement. Yes, okay, this like this we want to see our country in this position, in the developed, we want that our country should be counted in the list of the developed countries. So that is a general agreement. So it helps to arrive at a common consensus. Constitution upholds, it supports the idea, values and beliefs of the citizen of the country, means what we think about our country, so that our ideas, our values and beliefs are represented by our constitution. So you can say, you can take the example, one example is the story of Nepal, which is given in your book also. So you see in this map the location of Nepal. Okay, it is the northeast, you can say. Okay, the orange shaded part is Nepal. So in the story of Nepal, King Gyanendra taking over the democratic setup established in 1990. Okay, so there was one king and he took up all the charges, and that is a kind of monarchy government, you can say. Monarchy means one person is the king and all has to follow that, and nobody has the freedom to go anywhere, nobody has the equality, nobody has the right to do anything. So that king he took over the democracy setup established in 1990. So there was a protest against the king. So these rules were not, you can say, were not in the favor of the people. So they started protesting. So Maoist plus army plus citizens, they combined together and they protested against the king, and finally king accepted the government by people, and in 2008 Nepal became a democracy after demolishing the monarchy system. Okay, so this is how it is done. So people wrote a new constitution for democracy. So anywhere if there is a monarchical kind of government that is not benefited for the people, that will not work for the welfare of the people, the king will only think about themselves. So then finally it was demolished and Nepal became a democracy after demolishing the monarchy, and people wrote a new constitution, means new set of rules, because then the people would decide the rules and the government. So there was a need to write a new constitution for the democracy. Now why there was, if you after reading the story of Nepal, now question arises that why there was a protest in Nepal and why did the people wrote a new constitution. So why there was a protest? Because they wanted a constitution which reflect the ideals of the country that they want Nepal to be. As I told you that they wanted a constitution, that it should reflect the ideals of the country. It should reflect the ideas, thoughts, cultures, traditions of the country, and they want Nepal to be, they vision Nepal to be like that. And Nepal, and why did the people wrote a new constitution? Why was the need? Because earlier monarchy system was there and there was a change from monarchy to democracy. So obviously there was a need to change all the rules also. So Nepal earlier it was monarchy, it changed to democratic government, and there was a need to change all its constitutive rules. Now next point is, Constitution defines the nature of a country's political system. Okay, now the political system of any country, that how it works. Are you getting me? Read it again, the statement. Constitution defines the nature of a country's political system, that how is the country's political system, is it democracy, is it dictatorship, or is it monarchy. So these, the nature of these kind of political system, they define the constitution. If how is the political system of the country, if the country has democratic system, so then their constitution will be like that, means the rules which are set, that should benefit the people, that are written by the people. Okay, so what type of political system should be there? There should be democracy, there should be dictatorship, or there should be monarchy. Okay, example, you can see that Nepal's old and new constitution, earlier it was monarchy and now it is democracy. It also provides the guidelines that govern decision making within these societies. Okay, so constitution also provide the guidelines. There are set of rules that govern decision making within these societies. Number third is, constitution provides us the safeguard against the powerful authority. So who is powerful and why safeguard is required? So you know that our country has a lot of diversity. Rich people there, rich people are there, poor people are there, middle class is there. Okay, then leaders are there, actors are there. So there is a range of, you can say, the people in the society, and it should not be like that, that if we go to any government office and there we are exploited. Sometimes it happens, okay, that the senior officials, the higher officials, they don't consider our request. So for that also, constitution provides the safeguard against the powerful authority, that we have some rights. Okay, so who is powerful, who is more rich, or who is at higher post, who has more power, that is powerful. And why safeguard is required? So that our interest, our rights should not be exploited. For example, just very simple example we can take here, the example of the classroom situation. Okay, so very simple thing to understand this thing, that how we can be safeguarded from the powerful authority. Now see what is there in this picture. Now Suresh is the class monitor. He is a bully. Bully means who always show his leadership and who always threatens others. Okay, so his class. So just take the example of this classroom situation. In this, Suresh is the class monitor. He is a bully. Bully means a person who always threatens others, who always boasts of his power, who always misuses authority. So his classmates are not too fond of him. So just because of this nature, his classmates don't like him. Mrs. Rao, the class teacher, has to leave the classroom on some urgent work. She asks Suresh to mind the class, and Suresh starts picking on Anil. What he said: Anil, today I am going to report you to Mrs. Rao. But what have I done? When Mrs. Rao returns to the class, Ma'am, while you were away, Anil kept talking loudly and disturbing the class. He would not listen to me. Anil, you will have to stay back after school today and write I will not disobey the class monitor 100 times. But ma'am, I did not do anything. So, did you understand what idea is coming out from this picture? That Suresh, who is a class monitor, he is misusing his authority. So relate the story of classroom with government. Sometimes it happens with us also, with the common people also, that higher officials, the government officials, they unnecessarily put the false charges on the innocent people, or they don't listen to the common people. So we can say that political leaders may misuse their authority. So that's why, therefore, Constitution lays down rules that guard us. Example are fundamental rights. So they are given in your book. Go through them and we will talk about this in the next topic. So number 4, we have read up to 3 now. So number 4 is constitution ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against the less powerful people or groups. So majority sometimes there is majority of some people, and then decision go in their favor. So it should not be like that. The decision should not be taken on the basis of the majority. There should be some other ethical ideas also. Okay, so now take this example that the games period is about to begin. Let's play basketball today for a change. So the girl said that let's play basketball today for a change. No, we will play cricket. So the boys said that they will play cricket. The teacher decides to settle the problem with a show of hands. So how many of you want to play basketball? Raise hands. How many of you want to play cricket? Raise hands. So with a show of the hands, obviously there are more boys in the class. So he said, he, we have won. So what she said, that obviously there are more boys in the class. So see, the decision went into the favor of the boys. Why? Because there was a majority of the boys. Now the girl was depressed. She said, we always have to do what the boys want because they are in a majority. Ma'am should think of another way to make decisions so that our wishes are also heard. So see, they have a complaint that our wishes are not being heard because boys have the majority and the decision mostly go into their favor. So this is how that to avoid this kind of situation, constitution ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against the less powerful people or groups. So majority should not exclude the interest of minorities. So there are minorities also. Then you know that there are now general people, they are in majority, or if any small tribal people is there, they are in minorities. So that the interest of that minorities should not be excluded. For that there are some reservation also in the constitution. So tyranny of majority should be checked. Tyranny means, what do you mean by tyranny? Tyranny means the cruel rule or the unjust rule of unjust authority of the power, you can say. Okay, so it is the cruel rule which can be done by the people who are in power, who are in the authority, who are in power, the unjust rule. So tyranny of majority should be checked, means there should not be any cruelty, there should not be any injustice. Example, religious dominance can also be there. Members of one community dominating others within the same community, like inter-community or intra-community. So there can be these kind of differences, but to check that these differences should not be there, these kind of dominances should not be there, constitution has laid some rules to safeguard the interests of the people. Last, number 5 is constitution save us from ourselves. Sounds strange, no? Yes, means what is this? Constitution save us from ourselves. How can we be harmful to us? So yes, but it can happen. How it can happen? Let us see. So constitution save us from ourselves means at times we might take some decisions over an issue that might go against our larger interest. Sometimes it happens, no? Sometimes it happens with us that we take some decision and then later on we repent on that, and later on we lose something because of that. Later on it doesn't go into our interest. So yes, this happens. So at times we might take some decisions over an issue that might go against our larger interest. Example, one may wish for dictatorship, frustrated from party politics. Politics here, politica is written, is not a, politics is here, okay, party politics. So one may wish for dictatorship, like fine, okay, dictatorship is the good rule instead of party politics, because we are frustrated of these parties, so many people, so many parties, and they just go with their own rules and own decisions. They don't follow us, they don't listen to us. So one may wish for dictatorship rule, but in the long run it is against our decisions. So For that time only you may feel that I have done right, but later on you will realize that your decision was not right at that time, and for that you have to repent later on. So at times we might take some decisions over an issue that might go against our larger interest. So it can happen with us also. You can see you might have faced this situation during your exam time, that you want to study also and you want to watch TV also. You are left with some chapters to be covered, and then your favorite TV show is coming, and then what you decide and what happens after that. Okay, so listen here. Shabnam is in a fix. She has a decision to make. In a fix means in a problem. So Shabnam is in a problem and she has a decision to make. So now her decision at this time will decide her future. Okay, so she's thinking, I have 2 chapters left to revise for tomorrow's test, but it's time for my favorite TV program. I'm dying to watch it, but if I do that, I won't have time to finish my revision. Shabnam, why are you looking so worried? I want to watch this TV program, but I have a test tomorrow. If you all watch TV, I will also want to watch. I have an idea. What if no one watches TV tonight? Then I may not be tempted. So this is her suggestion for the parents, and obviously the parents will cooperate because we know that this happens. So it's a good thing. Now see, she took the decision that time. She gave her suggestion, she made her point, and then she took the decision of not watching the TV at that time. And what happened as a result, and when she was writing her exam, it's a good thing. Now she was thinking that time, it's a good thing and I did not watch TV. There are so many questions from the last 2 chapters. So see, so the general idea which is coming out is that it is the constitution that saves us from ourselves, and we are protected from making the false decisions at some times, you can say. Okay, so these are the 5 points. So what we learned today? We learned today that why does a country need a constitution? So I will just quickly summarize the points. Number 1, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of the country that we as citizens aspire to live in. What kind of country we want to live in, that aspirations are laid down in the constitution. Second, constitution defines the nature of a country's political system. That how would be the nature of the country's political system, that will tell about its constitution. Third, constitution provides us the safeguard against the powerful authority, okay, to protect our interests. Constitution ensures that a dominant group does not use its power against the less powerful people or groups. Very easy. 5, constitution save us from ourselves. So we have learned all these points. Go through them once again. Read the chapter from the book, because self-reading is very important, and when you will self-read the chapter, you will understand the concepts more clearly. Okay, so for today only this much. Next we will study about our Indian Constitution, what are the key features in the next topic. Okay, so for today only this much. Okay, thank you.